Lesson for 7th class, The Magic of Silk. Okay, this is a story from China. A long time ago, there lived an old woman in the hut in the forest. Her husband had been killed by a tiger some years ago. She was old and weak. Life was difficult for her and her daughter Sumi. So in the forest, in a hut, an old woman and her daughter was living because her husband has been killed by a tiger. Okay, and it is a story from China. Sumi, her daughter's name is Sumi. Sumi did all the cooking and cleaning herself. She also looked after the silkworms in their garden. The worms gave them fine thread. The worms gave them fine thread to make beautiful silk. Sumi sold her silk to travelers in the village market. In this way, she got enough money to buy food and other things. Okay, so they were leading their life by making silk from the silkworms, by rearing the silkworms at home, and with that silk she used to sell in the market, and they were leading their life like that, both mother and daughter. Okay, then. And that was the beautiful silk. One day, as Sumi was returning home, it started to rain heavily. It was getting dark too. Sumi ran into the first hut she saw. The door was open and there was no one inside. So, in the same way, in the routine life, one day she went to sell the silk in the market. Okay, while coming, what happened? There was a heavy downpour, and she saw one first hut, and she entered into that because there was no one inside. Then, is anybody in? She called loudly again and again, but there was no reply. So she found out whether anyone was there inside, but no reply. So she thought that no one was there inside. Sumi looked around the hut. The floor was dirty. Bowls and pots were left unwashed. Sumi swept the floor and washed all the bowls and pots. So she went there and she had seen that no one was there. Then immediately, because the room was not clean, so she cleaned everything. Even the pots also she washed. Okay, she kept everything clean. Then, by the time she had finished, the hut was clean as new one. By then, the rain had stopped. 2. I had better go home, she said to herself. Mother will be worried. So, after finishing the work, immediately, as soon as she finished the work, immediately, then what happened? The even rain also stopped, and then she thought to go home because there was no rain. Then, as she walked out of the hut, she saw a strange old man. His long beard reached down to the waist. He looked about 100 years old. The old man looked at Sumi and smiled. So, when she was about to leave the house, then immediately she had seen an old man, and around 100 years old he was, and after seeing her, he smiled. Then, Uncle, she said, I went into the hut because it was raining. I hope you don't mind. So, she said that whatever she did in the house, because no one was there, and that too the door was opened. Not at all, young girl, replied the old man. His eyes fell on the clean floor and on the bowls and pots. Did you clean the hut for me? So he asked. Then, yes, answered Sumi. Let me help you into the hut. The old man was very happy. You are a very kind girl, he said. I must give you a present. Okay, because she had cleaned everything there. That's why he wanted to give one gift to that girl. So he said the same. Then, he took out a pair of scissors and cut off a little of his long white beard. He put it in a piece of old cloth, tied up, and gave the bundle to her. Okay, because we know that he had a long white beard till his waist. So he took one scissors and cut that small threads of that and kept in a cloth and tied it and gave her as that bundle he gave her as a gift. Okay. Don't give to anyone, said the old man. Open it when you get home. So after going home, you open. Till then, don't give anyone, he said. Okay. And even after that also, you should not give. Only for yourself you can utilize. Okay. Then Sumi thanked him and went home. Her mother was very glad to see Sumi safe. Sumi told her mother about the old man. So she shared everything with her mother. Then Sumi opened the bundle to show her mother the old man's white beard. To their surprise, they saw the finest silk thread in the whole of China. They began to weave with the silk. When they had finished weaving, they had made the finest silk they had ever seen. they noticed that the bundle of silk thread still remained exactly the same size as before. So after showing the mother, then she opened that and she had seen that the silk thread. Okay, then that was of gold. Then they started weaving, and whenever they are finishing the weaving, still the threads were there in the cloth as it is, how that were given by the old man. So that was a surprise to them, and they started their selling with this golden silk. Okay, then and news of their wonderful silk spread far and wide. The old woman and her daughter became famous and lived happily ever after. So after that, they both of them had no problems, and both of them lived the happy life. Okay, thank you.